Hello, everyone. So, welcome to the session three of stock market internship. Okay, sir, you can start.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, I'm Anish again, and welcome to the session on the capital market workshop. So, yes, last session we were discussing about IPOs, that why companies do need capital, why they get listed on the stock market, what kind of primary and secondary market companies are there. And then we discussed something about GDP, economy, and so on, inflation, those kind of concepts. So before leaving in the last session, we gave you some basically kind of assignment, right? So we were discussing about top countries economy wise and top countries by stock market capitalization wise. And I asked you also to check a few good listed IPOs in the last 1 or 2 years, those which gave the good basically returns to the investors, and basically some of the IPOs which gave you a bad returns. So if anybody has to have done some kind of assignment, you can just type, or maybe if you are allowed to speak, some of you can speak also. So anybody with the top 6 to 7 countries economy wise and top 6 to 7 countries stock market capitalization wise. If anybody just can give the answer. Yes, anybody done? Just type the answer. Top 10 countries economy wise and top maybe 6 7 is also fine. Top 6 to 7 countries GDP size wise and top 6 to 7 countries according to stock market capitalization wise. We have already told you last time. I won't repeat the question now. The last time we had many, yeah, somebody has written USA, China, Germany. Somebody has written United States, China, third is Germany, then India, Japan, UK, France, Italy, Russia, and Canada. I think this is the list which is GDP wise, right? And anybody with the stock market capitalization wise? It's a simple question. If you would have just Google, you would have find it. I can show it here also. Yes, any other answer? You just have to type. You just Google it, you'll get an answer. See. The top 10 countries by GDP size as measured by nominal gross domestic product in the US dollars 2026 are, see, you have GDP and you have their list also. So top 10 are this. United States total GDP size around $32 trillion. In China is $20 trillion. Germany 5.45. Japan 4.3. UK is 4.26. India 4.15. And then there is a France, Italy, Russia. That's it. So easy. Just one question you have to type on the Google. So similarly, only if you just also do the similar Google on the stock market capitalization, you will also get the answer. Maybe that you can again do. Those who haven't done it, maybe you can do it on a Google later and check if these countries are same or there is some different in the stock market capitalization wise. Somebody has given the answer here, I guess. Yeah, stock market wise, yeah, US is there, China, Japan. First three are same, then fourth one is Hong Kong, then Taiwan, then South Korea, and then India. So recently, Taiwan and South Korean market cap had surpassed the Indian market cap. The reason is basically you must have heard or read that because of the AI, artificial intelligence boom, there are few companies in South Korea and Taiwan, which are into data centers or AI kind of a domain. So their stock prices have went up crazily in the last few months, and that is a result. Their market capitalization of overall country has gone past the India in the last 4 to 5 months. Otherwise, India was around fourth or fifth spot in the stock market capitalization wise. Now we are on the seventh spot again, and in the GDP we are on the sixth spot. So yeah, this is how you can calculate. So you can see ours is around 4.15 trillion kind of economy. US is the largest economy by far right now. But if you see the market cap, US market cap is around 70 plus trillion dollars. So there is a bit difference. Our stock market cap is around 4.5 or something like that. And our GDP is also same. But in case of US, in case of China also it is around similar line. Chinese market cap as well as Chinese GDP size. But US Their GDP size is around 30 to 33 trillion dollars, and their market cap is huge. It is more than 70 trillion dollars because of the liquidity and kind of market participants they have attracted. So in India, last 3 4 years, we have becoming much aware about the mutual funds, investments in the stock market, and so on. And now we have around 10 11 CR kind of accounts in the mutual funds or in the stock market, you can say. Around 2021, 22, around the figure was like only 5 CR or 6 CR. Now we have more than doubled than that the figure. But still only 9% people of our overall population, which is 140 CR, 1.4 billion people. We are only still 8 to 9% or 10% people maximum who are investing in stock markets. But in case of US, if you see, almost 80% people have some kind of exposure to the stock market, 80 90% people. In China, also 35% population is having some kind of exposure through mutual fund or through direct stocks to the stock market. So you can see developed economies, they are having more exposure as a percentage of population to the stock markets. We are in the still developing stage, and gradually we are also moving to those there. Maybe after 10 15 20 years down the line, you will see our population is also 25% invested in kind of stock markets. That is possible. But maybe, yeah, it will take around 10 15 more years, surely. So that is the difference between developed countries and developing countries. So yeah, apart from that, we discussed in the previous session IPOs, why companies need IPOs. We discussed that at a smaller scale, if the startups want to raise capital, they can go to HNI investors, they can go to private equity, venture capital. But yeah, once the size of the company is huge, they want to raise 1000 CR, 2000 CR kind of money. The ultimate option is to raise the public money from the IPO. And whenever the company is launching the IPO, it is called a primary market. And once the IPO is launched, then the shares are available to trade in the secondary market. We also saw the examples. I showed you the charts. How you can see the chart, you can type the chart names and so on. So this is nothing but a part of a technical analysis, I told you. So these charts, as you can see, these charts are known as technical analysis, where each candle is representing price, open, this is a high, and this is a close, and this is a low of the particular candle. This is how the candles are made. To type any stock name, let's say you're looking at Tata Power. This is the price. This is the latest candle of the yesterday, 12th of June. Today is this Saturday. The stock markets are closed. Saturday, Sundays are closed for the stock markets. And apart from that, all national holidays like Diwali or Christmas, those kind of holidays also stock market observes. This is a technical analysis. By that, you can try to predict the future price by using some kind of indicators, or you can analyze a trend. Analyzing a trend is pretty easy from technical analysis. So here in this case, you can see the stock went up last year, and since the last year, stock is in the range. It is not going below 350. It is not going above 400, 450 or 500. So this is the example of a range bound stock. As against if you type any other stock, let's say Power India. Again, a power kind of a see. This is not a range bound stock. It was here. It was in the range in this kind of a period. Maybe let's say, yeah, this period was a range bound stock. So from 5th of July 2024 to May of 2025, stock was in the range of this. So it was in the range of 9,500 to 15,000. But yeah, after 15,000, see, it has gone up and now it is almost 35,000. So this is a classical case of a increasing stock. So it is going up, 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 up last 1 year, more than double in the 1 year. So by using technical analysis tools, you can try to predict the nature of a stock, or you can say if it is a range bound stock or if it is a continuously growing stock. That is what you can analyze using technical analysis. And other way, fundamental analysis we discussed. In fundamentals, we study the balance sheet of the company, what are the income sources, what is the revenue of a company, Then we also study their competitors. We will try to find out the financial strength of the company. We also try to find out who are the promoters of the company. And when you do the entire research about the company, we basically derive an opinion at this current price if the current stock is good value buy or not. This is called as a fundamental analysis. So there are two analyses, fundamental and technical, which are used in the stock market for trading and investing. So for investing, long-term investing, fundamental analysis works. And those who are into short-term trading, they prefer technical analysis. By using some kind of charts, they try to trade basically for next few weeks or few days. So in technicals, basically, if you take a position, you bought a stock at 150 rupees, you will basically want that in the next few weeks, you get 170, 180 rupees kind of a price, and you got like 10 to 15% return. And then you again sell the stock and you look for the other opportunity to buy. This is what technical analysts or traders do. But fundamentals or long-term investors are someone who will study the company in detail. Technical analysis is just 2 3 minute kind of a study. You observe a chart, try to find out the patterns, and yeah, maybe 5 minutes. And then you arrive at a conclusion that if it is a good trading buy right now or not. But yeah, fundamentals, you may take entire day to study a company or maybe even 2 days. You read their annual reports, you read their quarterly results. So every company, after every quarter, they have to publish the results. And once they publish the results, accordingly, stock prices also move. So if the company is giving good results, prices will go up. If the company gave a bad result for the particular quarter, stock price may go down a bit for few days, and then again go up after next quarterly good result. That something like that can happen. So to study a fundamental analysis, you need to study all these parameters, and you may need 1 or 2 days also, entire 2 days. But yeah, in technical analysis, 5 minute chart observation is also fine. So that is the difference between a trader and a long-term investor. For long-term investing, yeah, studying those kind of aspects are important because you basically are going to invest in the companies for at least next 3 4 years, 2 years at least, 2 years plus is something you call as a long term. Otherwise, you are just doing some kind of a swing trading, maybe 6 months, 8 months. That is called as a swing trading, long-term swing trading, up to 1 year if you are holding a stock. But yeah, if you are a true investor, yeah, you hold for 3 5 years. That is what investors are made. So to hold a stock for 3 to 5 years, obviously you need to study it also at least. Last 3 to 5 years of financial record you may study. You can study the current valuation of the company. And yeah, we discussed this site. So this is a screener site. If you want to check the fundamentals of any company, this is a good site. All you have to do is just come here and type. Let's say we were looking at a Tata Power chart. So market cap, you will see what is the PE ratio of a company, what is the ROC. These are all the ratios basically, EV by EBITDA, which are used by analysts to basically arrive at a conclusion that if the current company is rightly valued or if it is expensive or it is cheap. All the details you get here. You also get a snapshot of a company about a company. So you can read it here. Tata Power is involved in the business of generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity. So electricity company है, generation, power, transmission में भी है. Aims to produce electricity completely through renewable sources also. They are into renewable as well as the day-to-day other manufacturing capacities. They are also into solar roof manufacturing and trying to build around 1 lakh EV charging stations by 2025 and so on. Then you can also read there about business segments if you click on the more. So see, transmission and distribution is basically 65% of their business means the overall revenue. Then the renewables, they have exposure of around 22%. And thermal and hydro is around 24%. So they are into three categories, thermal and hydro. So thermal power plant, they have hydro power plant, they have, and then they have renewables also. Renewable is mostly solar these days. And then they are basically into a transmission and distribution. So it's a full scale kind of a electricity generation distribution company with a good mixture of all these three. It's a classical case study, classical example. See, that much of information is available. It aims to achieve 20 plus gigawatts, GW is gigawatt, of clean and green operational capacity, solarize 30 lakh plus household, and so on by 2020-30. So next 4 to 5 years, they have ambitious plans. So once you read all this information, you can arrive at a conclusion. Then when you go down, you can also check their profit and loss statement. So it is a year by year revenue. So in 2021, their revenue was 32,000 CR. Then again 42, 55, 61, 65, and around 62. So they are on a continuous growth path, as you can see. Profits, net profit also from 1400 to now 5100, right? So if you observe the stock price CAGR also, stock has also given return of 26% last 5 years. Their profits have also gone up by 27%. So when you see these are continuous growth figures, you can say that this company is doing good. So this is nothing but a fundamental analysis. You study, you read about the company's products, you read about their valuation, and then try to arrive at a conclusion. Okay. Other few points, just back to the IPOs we'll discuss. So when a company launches IPOs, there are few players which are involved. The first one is the managers to the issue. So whenever you see any idea or any advertisement of an IPO, you see in between that who are the managers of the IPO. So what is managers? So basically issuing company appoints the managers to the activities relating to issue, merchant banking divisions and all that. So IPO का पूरा मैनेजमेंट जो करता है कंपनी का, that company is known as a manager. Then there is something called as a registrar. मैनेजमेंट का काम क्या होता है? So managers of the issues basically they are involved in making the good presentations, submit to the SEBI, do the licensing work with the SEBI, then do the price strikes, also get connected you to the banking channel. All those kind of management related work the manager will do. Then there is something called as a registrar to the issue. The registrar to the issue is normally receives the share application form, various collection centers. Basically, when you or me kind of investors will apply, all the information of the investors, other participants, it's like a bookkeeping who is managing all the records that whoever investors are applying to the IPO, how much money they are investing, all those, basically, you can say a clerical kind of a work that is done by the registrar of the issue. At the back end, then there is someone called as an underwriter. Underwriter is again a person who's basically acting with a manager to the issue and they will support the IPO in case there is some funding shortage or IPO is short by 5 to 10%. It is underwriter's responsibility if there is an inadequate subscription. So again, it is one of the key important player. Then there is a bankers to the issue. So bankers in the sense manager is usually the manager of the issue decides who can be the bankers to the issue also, and they will appoint it. Their responsibility is basically collecting money and submitting back to the investors. This is what the bankers will do. All the financial transaction information. So yeah, underwriters are who there are few underwriters such as IDBI, IFCI, ISCI, ICICI, LIC, JIC, UTI. These companies also represent as a underwriters. And in case of under subscription of the IPO, these are the companies who can subscribe it and assure that 100% IPO gets subscribed. Then you have advertising agencies. So once you launch the IPO, you are mandated to give the advertisement in newspaper, in the social media. You may want to have some kind of hoardings on the board also. That is all managed by the agency, advertising agency. Then you also have depositories like NSDL and CDSL. Basically, they will keep your shares in the custody. That is their job. So yeah, and then of course your sub brokers and brokers. So sub brokers are nothing but here we can see it is a Zerodha account which I am dealing right now with. I also have one more account, Grow. So sub brokers or brokers which are the basically account wherein you go and open your account, Demat account, and through which you can buy sell your stocks or maybe apply for the IPO. So it's like a market, and in the market, these sub brokers or brokers who are your agents who are allowing you to buy or sell your shares in the online market. So वहाँ पे क्या आपको जाके आपका अकाउंट खोलना होता है, डीमैट अकाउंट, एंड बेसिकली इट इनेबल्स यू टू बाय सेल योर ट्रेड्स और ट्रांजैक्शंस, सिंपल एज दैट. So these are some of the prominent broker examples. You have angel broking. Now I just showed you Zerodha. Now the number one player in the stock market with the account number size is Grow. So Grow launched in just 4 to 5 years ago. These are all the old brokers. But in just 4 to 5 years, Grow has become number one broker in the India, surpassing all the other brokers. Otherwise, earlier these brokers were important and bigger. Angel broking, ICICI Securities, Motilal Oswal. But Grow has become number one and Zerodha is number two now. And then angel broking is third, and so on, because of the technological use and all the good social media campaigns, whatever you can say, good advertisements. Grow has surpassed all the other brokers in India, and it is a number one broker in India right now, as per the account size wise. All right. Angel broking is again a broker. You can open account with them. It's just a broker. Every broker have their own app, mobile apps. Through mobile app also nowadays you can trade easily. So yeah, this is about the basics of the IPOs and which are the players involved in making your IPO or other stock market participants. Now let's study a few concepts. What is the face value of the stock? So there are two values. One is the market value, which you see on the screen, and one is the face value. The face value is also known as per value. It is a legal capital of the share. The face value of the stock has no effect on the value of the stock. बट ये अकाउंटिंग के लिए यूज होता है. So in case of Tata Power, I just showed you the example. Yesterday's closing price was around 394, but if you see the face value, it is the 1 rupee. So what is this? It is 1 rupee and actual stock price is 394. So this is called as the market price. But as against face value is something which is used for the accounting purposes. So whenever companies use or declares the dividend क्या होता है? If company gains a good profit, दे डिक्लेयर डिविडेंड. सो जितने भी कंपनी के शेयर होल्डर्स है उनको वो डिविडेंड मिलता है. सो डिविडेंड इज यूजुअली डिक्लेयर्ड ऑन द फेस वैल्यू. सो इफ सम कंपनी सेज वी आर गिविंग 60% ऑफ द डिविडेंड, इट मीन्स इट इज एप्लीकेबल ऑन द फेस वैल्यू ऑफ 1 रुपी. सो 60 पैसा पर शेयर, वैसा उसका मतलब होता है. एंड नॉट दैट कि आप 394 पे 60% आपको पर शेयर मिलेगा. इट इज यूजुअली ऑन द फेस वैल्यू. सो बेसिकली फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ अकाउंटिंग द फेस वैल्यू इज यूज्ड. Yes, it is the value of stock mentioned in the company's documents. Right. So it is not a market value, but just for the accounting purposes, the face value is measured. If some of you goes to the commerce students, you will detail in study that what are these bookkeeping accounts and all that. But yeah, for now you don't need to go in much deep that what is the face value, how it is calculated and so on. But yeah, just to know that face value is different from the actual stock price. And whenever you declare dividend, you get it basically on the face value basis. So let's say another example, let's say Infosys. The stock price is around 1120 rupees or 16 rupees. Face value is 5 rupees. But if you declare a dividend, you will get it on the face value. Like that. So either company may have face value of 1 rupee, 5 rupee, or 10 rupee. Mostly it is 5 rupees or 10 rupee. Few old stocks that are having face value of 1 rupees. But it is basically for the accounting purposes in the balance sheet. Then what is the share capital? It is the own funding of the company, or they have used by the equity shareholding. That is called as a share capital, by the issue of shares in the corporation to the shareholder. So if company come up with the IPO and raised 1 CR rupees or 1000 CR rupees, that portion of the capital will be shown as a share capital. Here is again example. If the company A issues 1000 shares of face value 5 rupees each of and at a price of 100 rupees. तो फेस वैल्यू क्या है, 5 रुपए है. इशू कितने को किया आईपीओ 100 रुपीज को. देन द शेयर कैपिटल वुड बी 1000 into 5. 5,000 rupees. But company actually got how much rupees? They have issued 1,000 shares at a price of 100. So actually they have received 1,000 into 100, 1 lakh rupees. But for the bookkeeping recording, in one account, they will show it as a 5,000 rupees as a share capital and rest 95,000 they will show at a reserves and surplus account. This is just a bookkeeping entry. So as a share capital, you show face value into your number of shares issued and rest the price you basically show as a share premium account. This is for the bookkeeping or accounting purposes. So you are just dividing your capital into two accounts. One is the share capital and other is the share premium account or reserves and surplus, you can say. So this is basically a concept of face value and your accounting. Okay, this is something as a presentation, but yeah, we can discuss it at the end of the session also. Let's focus again to the fundamental analysis part. So once you open the account, you can have the look at various number of shares. You can see their prices. If you just click come here, you get a chart. This is a 5 minute candlestick. So what is a 5 minute candlestick? One candle is made up of 5 minutes. So this is a 9:15 you can see. So it has opened at 9:15 and closed at 9:20. If you click on the adjacent candle, it is a 9:20 kind of a candle. So at 9:20 candle got open and 9:25 it got closed. So once you click on the 5 minute candle will be there. If you click on 1 hour, there will be less. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then just last 15 minutes. So as per your duration, the number of candles will change. So from 1 minute up to 1 day candle, 1 week candle is also available. So 1 day candle is basically at the opening, the where your stock price opened, where it closed, something like that. How the candle is defined basically. So if it is a candle, if it is a green candle का मतलब क्या होता है कि ओपनिंग से ऊपर क्लोज हुआ है बिकॉज दैट इज व्हाई इट इज ग्रीन सो वंस इट ओपन हियर इट हैज क्लोज्ड अबाउट दैट व्हाई दैट्स व्हाई इट इज अ ग्रीन कैंडल सो यहाँ पे आप देखोगे कि यहाँ ओपन हुआ था ये लो था दैट वाज द हाई ऑफ द डे बट या इट क्लोज्ड हियर सो इट इज नथिंग बट कॉल्ड एज अ ग्रीन कैंडल बिकॉज closing of the candle is higher or above the opening of the candle. And what is the red candle? Red candle is basically candle open हुआ है उसके नीचे close हुआ. So close of the candle is here, this price 784 around, but it got opened at the day start 9:15 को market चालू होता है 3:30 को market बंद होता है. So at 9:15 it opened around 791. By end of the day it closed at 784. During the day it made a low of this price 783 and it made a high of this price, the upper shadow 796. So this is called as a high of the candle. This is a low of the candle. This is a open and this is a close. In case of green candle, it is a open, it is a low, it is a close, and it is a high. So by looking at the candle, we come to know that if the stock price of a particular stock closed in red or in green, basically. So compared to yesterday's closing price, how the stock prices have basically what you can say behaved today. That is something we can try to find out here. If from the today's opening price of the stock, your price closed above, let's say your stock opened at 1,000 rupee and it closed at 1,004 or 1,005 rupees, just 4 5 rupees ahead of the opening. Still, your candle will be green. But if your stock opened at 100 rupees and closed at 97 rupees, your candle would be red because closing of the stock is below the opening. This is how the candles are defined. And this is how candles are made in the technical analysis. All the use of this candle is basically to arrive at a technical analysis study. So whenever you study these patterns, you try to basically find out any kind of a conclusion. The example here we saw, it was a continuously growing stock. It was stuck in the range for a few months. Then again, there was a breakout of the range. So whenever there is a breakout, there are few traders or technical analysts who try to buy the stock and they try to make some quick money in the next few weeks. Typically, the traders who trade for, let's say, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, or 7, 8 weeks kind of a time zone, they use the study of a technical analysis. And as we study the investors are whom they are basically people who try to study the company in detail. They will study the margins of the company. They will study about their numbers, last 3 to 4 years of data. Who are the competitors? What is the margin of the competitor versus what is the margin of your products of the company? What are the profits of your company versus what are the profits or profit margins of the competitor's company? Those kind of all the study that is known as competitor study. Let's say we can study few companies. You tell me few names which are stockly listed in the market. We will discuss about those. Yes, any one or two companies you can tell me. We'll try to study. Titan. Okay, let's say Titan. Titan is again a Tata Group company. You all know Titan is basically they are into jewelry and watches, eyewears. See, trusted brands and other different customer experiences. Tata Group. So if you go and check what is Titan, actually it is a jewelry business is around 85% of the revenue. It comes from the jewelry business. Watches is around 8 to 9%. And what are the brands? If you see in the jewelry segment, they have a famous brands as Tanishq, Mia, Zoya, Carrot Lane. Company has an 8% market share in the jewelry market. And then there is the watches and wearables. So in the watches, they have brands like Titan, they have Fast Track, they have Sonata, Aneclane, etc. And it has around 27 market share of analog watches in India. So this is eye care is basically very small scale, you can say hardly 1%. So you offer the premium sunglasses and those kind of in the fast track basically. That is eye care. But yeah, major business is there, diamond jewelry in Tanishq, Mia, Zoya, those kind of things. And then you have, of course, watches. So companies operating in a premium segment of watches and diamonds, which are premium products, expensive products. It is one of the share which has multiplied the investors' wealth by huge. The famous Indian investor Rakesh Jindal, we also knew as a big bull of Indian stock market, but he passed away 2, 3 years ago. His net worth was around 50,000 CR just by doing the stock market investing. So his major investment was in the Titan. He bought Titan around 20 years ago, like for 10 rupee, 5 rupee, and now the stock is around 4,000 rupee. So he made crores of rupees in the Titan investment. It's a very famous case study. So whenever you go to Titan, what you will study? This is the current market cap of a company. What is the market cap basically? Market cap is nothing but your current price into how many number of shares you have issued till now. So this is nothing but a total market cap, total valuation of a company, you can say, by stock market participation. So 3,71,000 crore, 3.71 lakh crore. This is the valuation of the Titan at the moment. Total valuation. Current price is this. Stock P ratio is 72. Then there's a EV by EBITDA ratio is this. ROC is return on capital employed. So these are all the ratios you can see. Face value 1 rupee. So once you study company, you take the valuation, you read about the company. Then of course you have to study the past fundamentals, past financials. Just look at the profit and loss year by year. So see last 5 to 6 years, 28,000 revenue, then 40,000, 51,000, 60,000, 87,000. So see how nicely they are growing their revenue year by year, year by year. So every year there is a growth. Operating profit. What is operating profit? So from the revenue, you subtract the core expenses, like core manufacturing cost and all that employee cost. Once you subtract that, you get operating profit. Now, operating profit, you then subtract the whatever, if you have loan, interest, those kind of expenses, depreciation, and other minor expenses, then you get a, of course, tax also you have to pay. Then you get a net profit. So one is the operating profit, which is the core profit of the business, and one is the net profit. So after all the expenses, what you get is a net profit. The net profit also you can see 2100, then 3200, 3400, 3300, 5000. So it has also grown a good. So you can see sales growth is almost 30% every year. This year is almost 40-45%. Huge sales growth. Stock price has also gone up in the last 10 years by 28%. So massive returns also it has generated for the investors. Then in the balance sheet, you can check how much debt they have. They have around 14,000 CR debt. Usually, if you want to see your debt should not be too large, it should not be more than 1 or 2 years of your operating profit. So yeah, their operating profit is 8,000. So it should not be 2-3 times more than the operating profit of the 1 year. So it's around 14,000 CR. So yeah, manageable kind of figure. Then you can check their cash flow activity. You always want to check if there is a good operating cash flow. So you can see last 4-5 years, they're generating good cash. See, in the current year also is a nice cash flow. So all these parameters basically you study. Then shareholding pattern. Shareholding pattern is what? How much shares are owned by whom? Promoters means owners of the company. So in this case, it is basically a Tata Sons and their subsidiary, another company, Tamil Nadu Industrial Development Corporation. Then there are other 2-3 Tata Group companies only. So it is basically a Tata Group company that is owned by Tata Group. Then what is FII? FII is basically foreign investors, and DI is domestic institutional investors. DI means all the mutual funds you can say, or LIC or insurance company. So in this case also you can see 10 from 10% it has gone up to 14%. So always look for good DI buys because all the mutual funds are nothing but DIs. They have all the access to the information. They study companies in detail. So if the company is having good DI investment, you get a green flag for such companies. 10-15% or above DIs is nothing but a criteria that this company can be safe for the investment. Yeah, other examples, HDFC Bank, Schindler, whatever we can take. So last 4 to 5 years, you can see the company has given a decent return. Now take an example of HDFC Bank. It is again a good India's top bank almost. ICICI, HDFC, and SBI. These are the market leaders, you can say. Top three banks in India at the moment. But yeah, how the stock has performed. It's a bank, so you know what they do. The job of the bank is to basically give loans or take the deposits from the people, open the account, then give the other services. Nowadays, banks are full-fledged financial institutions. They will also offer you wealth management solutions. They'll also open your demat accounts. They'll give you gold loans. They will give you personal loans. So a number of things banks can do in today's times. So if you check their revenue, it is increasing. The profit also, if you see 20,000, 29,000 in this, they had some kind of adjustments. So yeah, bank you generally check the net profit, not the operating profit. Yeah. 38,000, 46,000, 65,000, 73, and 79. Profits have also gone up decently, but yeah, stock price has not gone up really well in the last 4 to 5 years because most of the foreign investors have sold the stock. So recently, if you see last 2 years, many foreign investors have selling in Indian markets because most of the money is gone to the US stocks. You just saw the biggest of the company listed, the SpaceX, basically Elon Musk's company. It listed on the Friday on the US stock exchange. And there is also AI boom in the US stock markets. So from emerging markets like India or China or any other countries, the money has recently shifted to the US markets where the AI play is there. So companies which are into tech or AI, that kind of money has been moved in those sectors, AI and all that. So in Taiwan also you saw massive stock rally in the last 6 months because it has companies in the semiconductors or AI chips. So yeah. your money has moved to such countries and such companies where there is a technical boom right now in the AI space. That is the reason the stocks like HDFC Bank, even if it has given a decent results of the last 5 years, the actual stock performance is not good because FI is selling. See, stock went up to 1,000 rupees and now it is around 750, 800 rupees. It has fallen. And in the last 5 years also, it has not given much returns. So 5 years before it was around 760 rupees. Now still it is at 760 rupees after 5 years. No returns. Why? Because of the FI selling. That is the main reason. In this case, you won't see a promoter because there is a merger happened basically between HDFC and HDFC Bank. So these figure may not represent a clear thing to you right now because there was merger and the issue. You can check an ICICI Bank maybe, or let's say Kotak Bank. Similar example, if you see, same story. Revenue growth is there, profits have grown up, but stock in the last 5 years no return, majorly on the back of FI selling. See, the FIs were holding 41% of the company. Now, in the latest quarter, if you see, has come out to 26% only. So 41, 40, 39, 37, 33, 33, 32, 29, 29. So if you see the continuous flow of FII, that is the reason stock is falling. But in the same time, DIs are buying from 19%. They have gone up to 36%. Somebody is selling, somebody is buying. But yeah, because of the continuous selling pressure, the stock has not performed in the last few years. It may perform now ahead, but yeah, as of now, if you see, it has not performed. The valuation of Kotak Mahindra Bank is how much? 4 lakh crore. HDFC Bank का कितना है? 11 lakh crore. So it is more than two times of the Kotak Bank, you can see. But yes, because of the pressure from the FIIs, these stocks have not performed till now. Yeah, somebody's written Zomato, Zomato. Seems like you're ordering too much from Zomato, huh? The favorite stock. Let's say Zomato, or the name is Eternal. Eternal Limited is the name of the company, brand name is Zomato. Valuation is around the market cap, basically, you can say 2 lakh 35,000 CR. Again, stock was around, let's say, when the IPO came, stock was went up to 130 rupees. It came down to 50, 60 rupees, and now it is around 250 rupees. So from 50, 60 rupees to 250 rupees. So in 3 years, almost four times. So it has also given a good returns to the investors in the last 3, 4 years. But yeah, valuation wise, it is an expensive stock because P ratio is C. Usually you want to see P ratios in the range of 20, 25, 30. Its P ratio is 600 times. What is P ratio? P ratio is nothing but your price of the stock divided by your earnings. So price divided by earnings. So price is P, E is earnings. Earnings is nothing but net profit. So in the other case, if the P ratio is 20, what you can say is 20 years of earnings is something your current price is. But here in this case, it is 600. So valuation wise, it is very expensive stock. Usually the decently valued stocks, you can say whose P ratio is 20, 25, 30, that kind of P ratio. If the company is in a very high growth stage, maybe sometimes we will see a PE ratio of 50, 50, 60. But yeah, above 100, above 80, 90, it's something which is very expensive. So value buy, if you're a value buyer, value investor, yeah, you don't like such companies and you may not like to invest in such companies. But yeah, this is a new tech company, similar like AI, SpaceX, those kind of. So some companies get higher valuation because of the future projections of the business, and some companies may get a less valuation because of the traditional kind of a business. This is the reality. So Zomato, you all know what is the business. Food delivery is the main business. Then second business is what? Hyperpure is B2B platform supplying food ingredients, other products to restaurants owners, basically. Then there is a quick commerce. Quick commerce, you all know. Blinkit is also acquired by Zomato. So it is also under them. Yeah, so all that information, then revenue and all, if you want to check, it is also increasing 7,000, 12,000, 20,000, 54,000. But it's just the order value. You have to look at the operating profit. The operating profit, see, it was a loss-making company first. Now it has become profitable. So from 4,600, now 1,200. So now the company has started to perform on the operations part. Net profit also they have started, but yeah, it is not enough. Small net profits. So if you can see from the valuation size, it is a expensive stock. It was mostly owned by FIS before, but now FIS has gone below to 32. But yeah, domestic investors have bought in from 9% to 35%. So mostly if you see all the mutual funds, HDFC mutual fund, SBI mutual fund, all those companies have bought in. It is also part of the Nifty 50 index now, this Zomato stock. So yeah, this is how you basically study whichever company you are going to study. So what are the important factors? First, you look at the revenue growth CAGR, growth CAGR. So to come here, we also study a classical case of Titan. Yeah, compounded sales growth. If it is 10, 15, 20%, it is good. Then you also have compounded profit growth. It is also good for last 5 years. 3 years, 5 years, you have to check. It should be good. Then stock price CAGR should be also decent, 15, 20%. So all these parameters are good. Your return on equity ratio is also good. Then you can say it is a good investment stock for longer term. And then of course you check the valuation. See here stock P is 70, but it's always been an expensive stock. So good way to measure the valuation expensiveness is you come here as a graph. Here it is a price chart, but you can check on the P ratio. So you can find out last 5 years of average P ratio. So it is a median P. What is the median P of Titan? It is around 87, but now it is trading at 72. Right now the valuation is 72. So if the stock price is trading below its median price, you can say, yeah, it is not an expensive at the moment, but because it was always trading at 80, 85 kind of a valuation, and now it is maybe around 70, 75 range. So valuation wise, maybe it is not that expensive. What you can say? Somebody's got, yeah, it may be slightly overhang to you, but yeah, just try to understand whatever we are doing. Since you're only a school going kids, it may not be a entirely thing which you may understand right now. But yeah, just to overall understanding, you can check if the company's profits are growing. See, you just have to observe the revenue or sales of the company. If it is grown good, you also have to check operating profit margin. This is the margin percentage. So it should be also in the similar range. Sales growing, margin similar range, profits growing, and net profit going. So if these three are good factors, then you can say this is a good company which is growing financially well. So this is a company you may want to invest into for the long term. This is what you can check. The rest of you will understand gradually after maybe 3, 4 sessions ahead of this. Yeah, we will be in a better situation to judge what are the different criteria you may have to check into. Okay. So yeah, this is about Titan. We also took any other example. Maybe let's take an example of IT stock, Persistent. So yeah, this is again an IT company. You know all the other IT companies like Infosys, TCS. This is a Persistent. The overall market cap of the company is right now 76,000 CR. And again, you see the stock has fallen from 6,000 plus rate to 4,800. Mostly all the IT companies you see, I just discussed because of the AI kind of a boom in the US markets. Most of the foreign investors have sold into Indian markets and they have bought into US markets. That is the reason the stock prices of Indian IT companies have went down recently. But yeah, if you check the financially, it is a good performing stock or a company you can say. See, sales 4,100, 5,000, 8,000, 9,000 plus 11,000, 1,400. Again, operating margin 16%, 17%, 18%. So again, a good margin. Net profit is also from 450, 690, 900, 1,000, 1,400, 1,600. Excellent performance financially. See, compounded sales growth last 3, 5 years is 20% plus. Profit growth is also 30% plus. Stock has also gone up 31% compoundingly 5 years. But at this year is down. Why? Because mostly FIs have sold. So you like again see it here also. Yeah, the figure is same, but yeah, there is a price erosion, right? Because of the valuation concerns, most of the people have sold into, and that is the reason the stock is not performing decent. Similar is the case with the TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. You can take the next example. It is the biggest Indian IT company by market cap right now. The stock, see, continuously declining stock. It went up to 4,000 and now it is around 2,100, 2,200. There's a huge decline in the stock. But in this case, the size of the company is so big, it is difficult for the company to grow at an operational level. They have a steady operating margin, that is okay, but revenue is not that much increasing and profit is also that much not increasing. See, compounded sales growth is only 5 to 6%. Profit is only growing at 7%. You want companies which are growing at 25, 30%, 20% kind of a growth rate, then only it will give you a return for the long-term investment. But this company has become so big that it is difficult for the company to deliver such kind of numbers. And that is why you see the stock is not giving returns from the last 4 to 5 years because size has become so much. Again, from the FI point also 12, 13% say they have gone up to 9%. So there is a continuous selling from the FIs. Though the domestic investors have bought in, but still the stock is not able to perform because of the continuously foreign investors pressure. That is the reason. So yeah, this is how one by one, you can analyze the companies. Yes, what else we can discuss? So these are the next session things. We can maybe quickly recap few points. So till now, what we discussed, we can just quickly recap. The first session you discussed awake concepts of. Last session we discussed about inflation. What is inflation? So if you get a milk at 60, 65 rupees, now it is around 75 to 80 rupees. So general rise in the price of the commodities or the services you get. It is an inflation. Not is the GDP growth, gross domestic product. Total value of goods and services which are produced or consumed within a country, it is nothing but a GDP. So India ka GDP we just saw it is around $4.15 trillion in the dollar terms we can say, and we are currently sixth largest economy by GDP size in the world, right? Then we also studied this formula. Hope you remember A is equal to P into 1 plus R raised to N to find out the future value if we invest currently. If you just have to check how mutual funds give you, let's say HDFC Medicap Fund. If you would have invested in HDFC Medicap Fund, you can just go to Grow website. See, currently that fund is managing 97,000 crore AM, almost 1 lakh crore rupees they are managing right now. In the 5 years, they have given huge returns. So if you would have invested 1 lakh rupee, after 5 years, your money would have become, if in 2022 you have invested 1 lakh rupee in this fund, by now you would have having 2 lakh 47,000. And if you would have invested 10 years ago, your money would have been four and a half times, 5.51 lakh rupees. So this is how it has multiplied the wealth. Almost 18-19% kind of a CAGR you can see, compounded annual growth rate, almost 20%, 19 to 20% kind of a CAGR. It's quite remarkable how they have multiplied. This fund was launched in 2013. So continuously for last 13 years, it has given 19-20% kind of a CAGR returns, which is very huge. So you can go and check such good mutual funds also, which have given a good returns to the investors, those who have invested, or maybe some stocks also you can find out. So right now, how many of you are discussing with your parents or maybe your elder colleagues or elder brothers or other members in the family, friends, and you know that your parents or someone is investing in the stock market? How many of you have such a scenario? Okay, someone is there. Tina, Idansh, Manish, yeah. What kind of things you discuss with them or which accounts they have, which brokers they use, mobile apps? You can name a few broker apps. Grow, yes. Angel One. We just discussed Grow, Zerodha. Yes, same. So yeah, Kite. Yeah, this is a Kite platform which I'm showing right now. So number one player right now is, I told you, Grow by number of accounts in India. Second one is Zerodha. Third one is Angel. And then you have HDFC, ICICI Direct. You have Motilal Oswal, TradeView. Someone is saying, yeah. So a number of people. So what kind of portfolios your parents are having when you check their accounts? Are they investing in stocks or they have mutual funds largely? Crypto, acha, okay. Crypto is something which is not very, what you can say, it is an underpenetrated sector in India. Yeah, mostly you see all the crypto investors in USA or Dubai or those kind of things. Indian market is not still acceptable for the cryptos yet. Yeah, someone is saying my dad is investing in stocks for like 15 plus years. That is good. Anybody with mutual funds? Have you seen the mutual funds with your parents? Or if you have seen any kind of stocks, if you remember any kind of stock names? Yes, Tina. Have you seen which stocks your dad is holding? Yeah, Suzlon, someone is saying, okay. So what is a Suzlon basically? You know what the business Suzlon is doing? Nvidia. How come Nvidia is holding Hridansh? Nvidia is basically a US stock. So your dad is investing in US market also? Or he is a NRI? Yes. Okay, great. He is not NRI. Then how is he investing in Nvidia? So one third Suzlon. Yes. What is the Suzlon company? He has an app, I think. Okay. So yeah, maybe you can invest. You have some brokers in India which offers investment in US. Maybe you can ask your dad how you managed to invest in US stocks. He will tell you a story. So there are a few brokers which offers you a US investment. So you just have to open the account, transfer the money, then that money will be converted into dollars, and you can basically trade in dollars in US stock market. That is possible, right? So yeah, someone said Suzlon. Yeah, what is the Suzlon company doing? Anybody? You can just Google it and tell me what is the business of Suzlon. Or go to the screener I just showed you and see what the Suzlon is doing. Any other stock which you have seen with your parents? You can just name few more. Yes, someone has said Tata, but Tata, you have many stocks. Just name a specific Tata stock. We just saw Titan. Any other Tata stock? Suzlon is energy related. Yes, Tata Motors, right. So what is Tata Motors? You all know. They have cars. Tata Steel. Tata Steel is a steel company. HDFC we just saw. It is a bank. Kotak Mahindra Bank, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank. They're all banking stocks. TVS Motors is again a two-wheeler company. They also have other products. Yes. Suzlon is again energy company, you can say. Just a sec, guys. Yeah. Just search a company. Yes. Any other stocks, guys, which you have seen with your parents' account? Zomato, you just saw. So yeah, there are a number of companies. Tata Steel, someone has written TVS Motors, Zomato. You have DMAR stock listed. CMR Green IPO recently. Okay, great. So yeah, some of you know that your parents are doing something with the stock market. So maybe what you can do, Coal India. Yes, is a government of India company, PSU company you can say. Their business is basically generating coal for the industrial use. So what you can do, you can start discussing with them, those who have accounts, parents have accounts, yeah, mom, dad, whatever, your parents or your elder brother, sister who is having the demat account. You can just ask him, can you show me which stocks you are holding? When did you buy these stocks? Are these companies profitable investing right now, or your stocks are in the losses? What can be the reason if the stock is good, given a good reason of good price hike, or if the stock is in the loss, you can ask me what may be the reason the stock has been into the losses recently. Such questions you can start to discussing with them and try or see if they are able to answer your query. This is as an exercise you can do. Got it? There is some assignment also which we are supposed to give, but yeah, I think maybe our 1 or 2 sessions down the line, I will declare it because still you need to learn few concepts. Maybe after that only you will be able to do it. Yeah, basically you have to form a group and do the assignment that which of the stocks or these things are good as the investment bets. But yeah, for that we may need to study few more concepts. Maybe in the next session, when we do the right, I'll declare it. Yeah, let's declare it on the next session because I will clear your few more concepts and then you'll be in a better understanding to do it. Okay. So I think we are good here for today and we can wrap it down today. Yes, 5-10 minutes are there, but yeah, it's okay. So just as an exercise today, what you can do is try to discuss those who have accounts with their parents or their elders, what kind of shares they are holding and when did they buy it? Are these shares profitable right now? Or if they are profitable, what could be the reason? And if they're into losses, you can ask them ki, what can be the reason if they're into loss. And yeah, that is an exercise you do. And next time in 1 or 2 sessions, we'll clear your basic concepts and then I will also announce another assignment to you. Basically, you have to form a group of 4 to 5 people and uh, maybe list down 5 to 6 stocks which are good for the investments. But yeah, few more concepts you can study for that. We have studied few concepts today, ki what factors to look for in a good stock as an investment bet. let's say operating margin is steady or increasing, revenue is increasing, operating profit increasing, net profit increasing. These are the basic criteria. And yeah, few more concepts of valuation, etc. we can discuss. And then maybe, yeah, you'll be able to answer it. So yes, I think today we can wrap it up. You can, as an exercise, you can study few more stock names and tell me in the next session that you have discussed with your parents. And yeah, also try to study their business models. What these stocks are made for. Is it a trading bet or is it an investment bet? See, this is the assignment basically. Five students in one group and basically 5 to 6 stocks you need to find out. You can just decide ki what 4 to 5 people will come together and basically do it. But yeah, after the next session, you can do it because we need to clear a few more concepts. Just keep in mind 4 to 5 students, you have to make a group, 5 students maybe, and you just have to make a small PPT of 5 to 6 slides, not even 6, 7. 5 to 6 slides are also okay. And just list down 4 to 5 stocks which are good for the investment and give 1 or 2 lines of reason. Why do you feel this company is good? This is only the hey, this thing. In the last sessions, we are going to do this as an assignment. But yeah, till now we have to cover few more concepts. Just keep in mind again in the next session I will remind you 5 people have to form a group basically. But yeah, don't worry about it right now. Suzlon is yes, energy-based company, right? So Suzlon is basically into wind energy. Now they are also looking to develop their business into the solar energy as well. Yeah, right. Great answer. So this wise, similarly, you discuss with your parents, your elders, whatever those who are holding some stocks, and ask them which kind of stocks you're holding. What is your rationale of buying behind the stocks? क्यों आपने stocks buy किए थे? मतलब आपको किसी ने investment basically advisors होते हैं like me, those who also advise, और आपने खुद जाके study किया था. What are the reasons? These things you can discuss with them and see what kind of answers you get. So this as a the small assignment you can do for today's session. Just try to find out which stocks are holding and what is the reason behind them. And just yeah, 5 to 10 minutes every day, or maybe you can go to Money Control site or Economic Times and try to read about the financial terms. This will basically improve your knowledge of the stock markets. So yes, I think we can wrap it up today. If you have 1 or 2 questions, we can take, or yeah, otherwise we are done for today. Paper trading you can do if you are able to find. Yeah, there are a few apps you can find out. You can do paper trading if you can do. That is not a problem. Anybody can do paper trading because the actual money is not involved. So yes, no problem. Yeah, someone said, yeah, I did try TradeView. It is good. Okay. Others, if you are interested, you can also try paper trading. There are various apps which provides you this facility. Any other questions? What to start from today to become a future trader? If someone is asking. Okay, so basically, yeah, keep a track of market every day. What is Nifty, Sensex, where the index is opening. Just try to study 8 to 10 stocks at the moment. If you whatever you feel which are important from the investment point of view. And yeah, try to track the stock after the quarterly result and so on. This will give you a good idea. If future stocks are something which you only have to find, maybe you can check some new tech stocks. Right now, we don't have any AI stocks in India, but if any company is there for AI, maybe that is a sector you can look for, which is using a technology to create that advantage. Something like that you can find out. Right now, we don't have many AI stocks in India, that is for sure. But yeah, in future we will have. So this is how we have to find it whenever there is an opportunity. Yes, I think we can wrap up the session. Some of them you have to go somewhere, right? Okay, then yeah. See you in the next session. The next session also we can discuss few more concepts and also we'll announce the project in the next session once we clear few more concepts. So I think yes, we can wrap it up here. And yeah, see you in the next session. Till now, till then, you can discuss the stocks, or maybe in the next session, each one of you discuss 1 or 2 names with your parents and maybe ask them ki, why do you feel you bought these stocks and what is the reason. We can discuss it one by one in the next session. That is what we can do. So till then, yes, yeah. Goodbye, everyone, and see you in the next session. Yes,
Okay,
you
sir.
may leave.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.